I don't like to speak out of turn. I haven't seen the film. It's one thing I've learned is it always looks different on film than it did in person. But I thought that, and I know this doesn't matter much, but I thought our kids played hard. I thought they played all 4 quarters. Obviously, I mean, we get an onside kick there at the end, and we got a chance to go score. And I really think that our kids believed that we were going to do that. But if we keep turning the ball over like we're doing, we're not going to be very successful. We're not going to be a very successful football team. So I can tell you, I haven't seen a whole lot of stats, but I can tell you this: if we don't stop that stat right there, then we're going to have some problems moving forward. We've got to do that. We've got to clean that area up. I knew going into it, me and Coach Boone had discussed going into it, that we were going to we were probably going to take some drives, and we were going to be on the field a very long time defensively because we thought with a young crew like we've got that we needed to simplify the game plan and kind of sit in some things. But when you do that, you're very susceptible to getting long drives. And I think to start the second half off, I think they went for a 6-minute drive or something like that. And when you do that, you're not going to be very successful. So, we've got to work. We've got our work cut out for us moving forward in the turnover battle as well as the third down battle right there. But I will say this about this group of young men that I got in that room. They're up for that challenge now. I mean, we just met, and you could see it in their face. They were ready to go back to work. If I would let them, they'd probably watch the game tonight. They'd probably go into meeting rooms tonight, and they'd want to get to work on SIU as fast as possible, which is a huge positive, especially when you're dealing with so many young guys.
Coach, from an offensive standpoint, what was it like to play without Dodson for the whole game and without Blackburn for the entire second half?
Next man up, I mean, we've got other good players, Blackburn came and apologized to me after the game about it. I don't know. I haven't seen the hit or anything like that. He's a big dude out there. I mean, when he hits people, I mean, it tends to hurt. He's a 250-pound receiver, and but he's had that happen to him a couple of times. So he came and apologized to me. And then Dotson, we've got to get him back on the field. If he's going to be in this mix, we got to get him back on the field somehow, some way. But until then, we've got a lot of other good players that got to pull their weight, and I thought DJ did a tremendous job for us, getting tough yards. There was nothing ever easy tonight in the run game, which is obviously another key component to this offense. If we're going to improve offensively, we've got to improve in the run game. We've got to have some explosive plays. I mean, that's the bottom line. We've got to have some explosive plays, and right now we don't have any. But as far as those two guys are concerned, same thing. Bishop Woods on the defensive line. It is what it is right now, and the other guys behind them, they got to be ready to roll, and I think they're doing that.
Jordan Gandy was one of your two receivers who had 7 catches tonight without a 55-yard touchdown pass. So at least you got some explosion out of him.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we had some explosive plays in the air. We had the fade ball down there close. We had the big 55-yard touchdown play on the little route down the seam right there. Other than that, I was speaking more in terms of our run game. We've got to start popping some explosive plays in the run game and get those running backs feeling good, feeling comfortable, get that offensive line feeling good and comfortable right there in the run game. Because I've said this in every press conference that I've ever been to: if you can't run it, you can't throw it, and if you can't throw it, you can't run it. And right now, we've got to find some balance there.
Coach, did you defensively? You might not know the guys. Dylan Cole seemed to be all over the field tonight. Their middle linebacker, and then Cameron Price with those back-to-back turnovers that he forced. Just what do you tell your team on the sideline when that happens?
We got to go. We got to go. I mean, it's something we can't force turnovers any more than we do. We've got. I mean, we paid a lot of money to get it put on a graphic down the hallway where the kids see it every day. Win the turnover battle. We do a ball security circuit every day at practice. But at the same time, when it occurs, you can't let those guys jump in a bunch of quicksand and just keep drowning. They've got to come back off of it. And that was kind of the thing for KD was, this is 2 games where he's turned the ball over an awful lot. Basically the word on the sideline was, hey man, forget it. Let's go play the next series. You can't do anything about it then. So you got to put it on the shelf We'll correct that during the week, but right now we got a ball game to win.
With so many good receivers this year, how close is KD and the receiver going to be right where they need to be offensively?
Well, I think it's pretty evident when you watch. That's something that's lacking right now. When you see the ball get thrown into the abyss and it just kind of dribbles off in space nowhere, that's a timing issue. That's people not being on the same page. Man, I thought you were going to go in and you stayed vertical, or I thought you were going to zig and you zagged and all of that type of stuff. But I knew that going into it. I mean, I knew that. We've had those conversations before that that's what's going to take the most time is getting that time, and when you lose that many guys out wide. I'm a little frustrated though. Our screen game was not very good. I didn't think it was where it needed to be. We made some bonehead mistakes on the screen game that we've got to get cleaned up, and just some things like that. But those type of things, the timing and all that, I knew that was going to happen. I made no secret about that. When you've got a young team like we do, it's going to take a little while for those guys to gel together, and we just got to work through it. I don't know if it's as much him as it is us not being able to contain the quarterback. Just to be perfectly honest with you. That was a huge point of emphasis on the sideline. That was a huge point of emphasis at halftime, is containing that quarterback, because we're giving them too many easy plays. I did not think we pressured the quarterback very well. I thought he had way too much time to sit back there at times. So those are some things that we've got to improve, and we got to improve on protecting our quarterback and getting after theirs.
It seemed like KD had a lot of pressure on him all night. What can you tell the offensive line to make sure they can get it?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the offensive line. I don't know if it's the backing protection. We'll have to watch that on tape because it's all married together. But you are right. Whatever it is, it's got to get fixed because he's getting hit on the ground too much. I do think he's doing a great job not letting it affect him for the most part. But some of those throws that are wide open throws that hit in the ground, I think, just fundamentally right now he's not doing the things that he needs to do. And I don't know if that's because he gets hit or he feels like he's going to get hit. I don't know. But, so I can't sit here and say, man, that our offensive line didn't protect it, because some of those may have been on our back. I don't know, but we got to watch that film. We got to get that corrected in a hurry.